Hey, what's going on, everybody? How's it going today? So, obviously, from the title, you can tell I just got done watching The End of the Fucking World on Netflix. And to be totally honest, I don't generally binge watch TV shows very often because it's usually pretty time consuming, but I decided to watch the first couple episodes of this show, and then before you knew it, I was just sucked in and I was already done with it. It's like the show was playing just the tip with me, and then before I knew it, I was just balls deep and I was glad that I went. And the show's basically about two kids. One of them is probably a psychopath, and the other one's got a really shitty home life. And the psychopath kind of wants to kill the other one, but then they go off on a little adventure and they kind of fall in love, maybe. Sorta, I don't know. And I'll be honest with you guys, I ate that shit right up. Realistically, the show's writing got a little bit lazy here and there. Like, I thought there was a couple things that could have been done a little better, but they were mostly just short story beats that needed a little bit of improvement. But as they stood, they weren't terrible on their own. Besides those things, I was pretty enthralled with the entire show. Partially because it was really easy. It's only 8 episodes, and all the episodes are about 20 minutes long. And if I could describe the tone of the show, the easiest way would probably be the movie Juno, but with a pair of testicles. In other words, basically if Michael Cera just wasn't a pussy. And for the most part, the acting was pretty good. The two leads fucking killed it, despite the fact that there were some side characters that could have been done a little better. The main girl, I don't remember seeing in anything, but the main boy in the show was in that movie The Imitation Game. And if I remember correctly, I believe he played the younger version of Alan Turing, so he's already got like Academy Award level production type of experience. And he was pretty good, but I feel like he didn't have as much wiggle room to act because he's supposed to be portraying like a pseudo-psychopath, basically, so he was kind of supposed to be one note. So he was basically just kind of a worker bee, but as far as worker bees go, he did a good job. He did get a little bit more wiggle room later on in the show, but for the most part, he had to stay stagnant. The girl did a great job, though. Like, she was given a lot of opportunity to kind of flex her shit. Like, I personally thought she did a very good job of being a total cunt, but for some reason, you still like her. But that's also partially dedicated to the writing, though. Like, these two characters are very well written. And it's not even just the way that these two characters commingle together, it's their inner monologues that they each have. It's like both characters have Deadpool complex, where they have what they say out loud, and then they have the shit that's going on in their head, which makes them seem crazy, but also still at the same time relatable. And the two ladies that play the detectives that are out to find these kids did pretty good. And one of the detectives is actually Yara Greyjoy from Game of Thrones, so you know she's gonna be good. And the dynamic between those two detectives is equally as interesting. One character that I thought was over the top was the main girl's kind of stepdad. However, at the same time, the entire fucking show is over the top, so he kind of fit, but I thought he could have been written just a little bit better, but again, not a big deal. I'm kind of nitpicking at this point. This is a very digestible story, but I'm speaking for myself, though. I feel like this show really isn't for everybody, because it's kind of a fucked up show. I mean, like, it's about two fucked up kids that fall in love with each other and they're super awkward together. That's not gonna hit perfectly with everybody, but I personally was okay with it. I don't know what that says about me, but at least I'm calling it like I see it, you know? And the show also isn't like so humorous that you just burst out laughing at your TV. It's quirky, awkward, like indie Ben Stiller kind of humor. But either way, I found it very relatable. It's just kind of like this indie version of Bonnie and Clyde, but it's kind of a tragic love story that you don't know whether or not it's gonna fail because it might actually work because their crazies actually match together. And if they make another season, I'm gonna watch it immediately. So based on all that, I'm gonna give this show an 8.7 out of 10. It's only the first season, like who knows, the next season might be god fucking awful. But as of right now, it looks very promising and I'm pretty excited. Like I said, I do not binge watch TV shows very often, but if this show was good enough to get me to watch the entire thing over the course of like a day, chances are it's pretty good. But anyway guys, those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Have you seen this show yet? Have you heard of it? Hop in the comments, let me know what's up. And besides that, if you like this review, give me a like, subscribe, do all that other bullshit, and I will catch you guys later.